Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at some of my favorite expandable backpacks in 2023. I did a roundup video of some of my favorite expandable bags a few years ago, but it has been a little while and some of those bags have been discontinued or they've been updated. There's also been some new releases that I've really enjoyed. So in this video, I'm going to be covering some of the bags that I've really enjoyed over the past year or so. And as I've mentioned a few times on the channel, I'm a big fan of this style of bag because it helps solve the one bag travel conundrum, which is having a bag that's large enough for a little bit of longer term travel while also having something small enough to use for your day-to-day without having to pack an additional smaller bag. So I'm a big fan of this style of bags. Excited to walk through these with you. Before jumping in, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. And so kicking things off, the first bag we have here is the Timbuk2 Nevercheck Expandable Backpack. I looked at this a few years ago and it has always stayed with me. I was really impressed with how well it works as a daily bag, and then the fact that it has the ability to expand. I'm a big fan of Timbuk2's bags in general. I really love the build quality, the looks that they have. This isn't actually their only expandable bag. They have the Parker backpack, which is another great expandable option. It's a little bit bigger, but for me and my aesthetic preferences and the size, I went with the Nevercheck as I really love the layout that this has. It has an external water bottle pocket, nice organization all throughout. It is more of a top loading bag. It doesn't open completely flat, which does distinguish it a little bit from some of the bags in this list, but still wide opening that allows you to pack it out. It's not overwhelming as far as its organization, but enough for everything that I typically carry with me. Nice side handle. It's got a comfortable harness, an external separate suspended laptop compartment, and compressed down it comes in at around 24 liters, which is the size that I typically gravitate towards for EDC, as it gives me a little bit more capacity without feeling overwhelming. But then it has the zipper on the side, which is where the expandability comes in, that gives you a few additional liters. It goes up to about 27.5, 28 liters, so it still never gets super big. But as I'm always trying to pack a little bit more minimally, having that extra bit of space combined with the simpler layout of the bag really just gives me a lot of flexibility. And then you also have some compression straps on the side where you can attach additional items that don't fit. And really just love all the little pockets that are provided in this front admin area. You have a quick access pocket. And so everything is very well thought out. The bag is durable, it looks great, particularly if you're looking for something for business travel. And if you don't want a huge bag on your back, even when it's expanded out, and just want something stylish and durable, then this is gonna be one of the best options to check out. The Osprey Daylite Expandable Backpack is one of the newer options on this list, and I'll be releasing an in-depth video for this in the near future. So far, it's been a great experience using this. Osprey always delivers, high quality bags that are pretty comfortable. They have a nice organizational layout, and that is the case here. So the bag itself, when it's compressed down, comes in at about 26 liters, which is a pretty capable size, maybe a little bit on the larger end for EDC bags, depending on your height, but it doesn't really feel that big. Maintains a fairly slim profile. You have some nice organization, just kind of a slip pocket on the front, quick access admin area. You have a suitcase style opening for the main compartment. This is going to be something that we'll see on a few of the bags on this list. So, easy for packing out. But then you also have a zipper. So this is a zipper style expandability that gives you about 6 more liters according to Osprey's site. So it takes it from 26 liters to about 32 liters. So really just a nice amount of capacity. You have a separate zippered area to kind of separate the luggage and packing area. This is where I would toss in my packing cubes. You have a suspended laptop compartment on the back. You do have top loading access to it. So everything is pretty well thought out. You have comfortable harness system, pretty good padding here on the straps on the back panel. There's also a luggage pass-through, so a really nice feature set. I've been excited to dive into this one. It's also one of the lighter bags on this list, coming in at under 2 pounds. Got pretty interesting options as far as the styles and the design. So, if you're looking for a lightweight, expandable option, again, that can work EDC, minimal travel without feeling overwhelmingly big, then this is gonna be a great place to start. The Wandrd Prvke is a great example of a bag that has an expandable volume, but that's not based off the same zipper system that we've seen on some of the other bags. So this is a roll top bag, which means that you can open it up to get a little bit more space or compress it down when you want a more compact bag. The Prvke is offered in a few different size configurations, so that's great. It will give you even more variety depending on what you need to carry. I have the 21 liter here, which goes up to about 25 or 26 liters. So not really a huge bag, still more kind of EDC focused, but for minimal travel, it's gonna be great to have that extra bit of space. And this is a camera focused bag, so it has a cube accessory that integrates really well into the bag. It's got side access so you can quickly get to your gear. It opens up fully flat if you want to have a little bit more visibility than the roll top provides. Padded laptop compartment. Pretty simple organizational layout, but still enough options to just allow you to easily locate everything you need to get to. External water bottle pocket, well padded harness, luggage pass-through. So offering a lot of the functionality that I look for out of any bag, and then add in the extra flexibility of the roll top as well as the additional weather resistance that tends to provide. And you have a really just great bag. And if you are somebody who is particularly looking for something that is going to keep your camera gear safe, protected, and easily accessible, this can be a great option to take a look at. Rucksack style bags always feel a little bit more old school to me. There's some excellent options that we've looked at on the channel, like the Bihn Tinder pack that I have here, the Herschel Little America backpack. Skyborn has a really nice backpack tropic feel. To me, the one that I come back to the most is actually the Bihn Shadow Guide. So it has this buckle system here, which allows you to really expand the volume of the bag up when you need extra capacity. This is sold in two sizes. This is the 33 liter version. There's also a 23 liter, but both sizes give you a lot of flexibility and adapt to your changing needs as you're traveling or using your day-to-day. I really like this kind of top loading bucket style bag. It always feels like it's never gonna fail on you. There's not a ton of zippers, which is an added bonus in my opinion. And then, yeah, just having the adjustability is always a big benefit. Another nice thing about this type of bag is that you can use these straps to hold additional accessories, so you can kind of blend the functionality of the volume adjustment and just some extra attachment points. These tend to be simpler bags, and you know, the top loading style isn't gonna be for everyone if you like to have a lot of visibility. There are some options like the Tropic Feel Shell, which allow you to open up the bag so you can kind of have the best of both worlds. In my opinion though, I just prefer to have just kind of the standard top loading bag if that's what I'm choosing to travel with, depending on what I'm taking with me. Just like to keep things simpler. And if you're looking for something that's just got a little bit more of a traditional vibe, then this may be a good option to take a look at. Knack has quickly become one of the most popular expandable bag options. They've released a few different versions of their bags that focus a lot on giving you the capacity of living a one bag life. That's kind of their motto, and they do that through the ability to expand and compress with their backpacks. I'm a big fan of both the Series 1 and Series 2 Knack packs. They've also released the convertible duffel that we looked at recently. I'll actually be doing a video to compare all the different models in the near future. If you're not sure which one is best for you, keep an eye out for that. Any of their bags, however, offer a lot of flexibility. I've been a big fan since the beginning of how well they integrate their expansion system, because they can really take the volumes of the bags from a very compact EDC size. This right here is the Series 2. And when it's compressed down like this, it's very kind of standard EDC size. And then it can expand out all the way to 32 or 33 liters. So the zipper goes all the way around and it pops up a lot. So you have a ton of flexibility with this bag, particularly if you need a little bit more space. If you're not packing as minimally as you would for a 28 to 30 liter bag, this is gonna really provide you with a lot of space and organization. It has a really nice admin areas, padded laptop compartment. The harness system is not as robust as some of the other bags in this list, but it's enough for me, particularly when I reach my destination. I always just take my packing cubes out, compress it down, and then the bag does more than enough. So if you're looking for a little bit more space and also something that has a pretty professional and stylish look, this can be one of the best options that you can take a look at. The Solgaard Lifepack Endeavor has a ton of features built in. I really like the aesthetic of this bag. It's got a pretty minimal look. It's got kind of a techie appearance, but not overwhelmingly so. And it just is a very functional bag. It's got nice, comfortable handles, one on the top, one on the side, so you can carry it like a briefcase. It has 2 external water bottle pockets, which is becoming rarer on bags these days. It's got a pretty comfortable harness system, breathable. You got some air channels, a luggage pass-through. It does have some nice built-in organization throughout. It's divided into 2 primary areas. One is kind of the work zone, as they call it. So it's got a laptop compartment on the back that's well padded. It's got kind of a soft lining, and then you have some admin and organization, some bands, some pockets to hold all of your tech stuff. And then you have kind of a larger main compartment where you could pair it with the closet accessory that Solgaard sells. So you can hang this up, compress all of your clothes down. I'm not always crazy about this accessory as it doesn't have as much structure as something like the Tropic Feel Shell organizer. So I don't always use it. I really like it in theory, but as I've kind of used this and compared it to packing cubes more, I still tend to default to packing cubes. But you know, some people might like that. Regardless, you get a ton of space in this main area. It's not quite a clamshell bag, but it opens up wide enough so that you can easily pack everything out. And then this is offered in a few different sizes. The version that I have here, I believe, is the medium version. When I bought this, I don't know if there were 2 versions. So this one is about 27 to 28 liters, and it expands with the zipper mechanism quite a bit. I think it goes up to about 35 liters, which takes it to the same size as some of my favorite travel backpacks. You can see it gets real wide here, which can look a little bit awkward if you're wearing it for a long period of time with everything packed out, as it can stick out quite a bit. But for just getting to my flight, throwing this into an overhead storage compartment, then getting to my hotel, I can compress it down, and then I have a very functional bag that I can use for my day-to-day with all the organization and comfort that I would typically want. I do think that the fabric on this doesn't feel quite as durable as some of the others that are on this list. I haven't had any issues, and there is the sustainability angle with this one. I believe that it's made out of recycled plastic water bottles, so if that's something that's important to you, you like the aesthetic and are looking for something that can pretty much cover all the bases for what you might need, then this is going to be a really solid option to consider. Nomatic is actually one of the first companies that got me really hooked on the idea of an expandable backpack with the Nomatic travel pack a few years ago. That one went from 20 to 30 liters. Really great organizational layout. I actually ended up selling mine because I just needed to make space with all the bags that I've been testing out over the past few years, but I still think it's a fantastic option, especially since it's been updated to include more durable materials and zippers, and it's kept everything that made the original so great. As a stand-in, I have the McKinnon Everyday Carry Backpack, which I featured in a few videos recently, mainly to say that the larger version of this bag has the ability to expand. Nomatic still has their Nomatic Travel Pack, which also has the ability to expand. I believe their daily backpacks can do so. So it's something that they clearly have invested in their ecosystem. This 25 liter backpack does not expand, but it still kind of showcases some of the things that I really like about their bags in general, as far as offering large water bottle pockets, comfortable harnesses, luggage pass-through, well-padded laptop compartments, and you know, they got this kind of futuristic, sleek style, which is definitely not for everybody. Probably not my first choice as far as aesthetics for any bag, but it does offer a lot of weather resistance and ruggedness. And you know, if you don't mind the aesthetic, or you actually like this look and are looking for something that's going to give you that flexibility as far as expansion and just a really robust feature set, then Nomatic's bags are definitely going to be some of the toughest to beat. Here and Now is probably one of the lesser known options on the list. I looked at this expandable backpack from them a little while back, and I was very impressed with the feature set and the materials that were offered for the price point, and then also just given the fact that they hadn't really released a lot of backpacks. So a lot of great stuff happening with this bag. Aesthetically, it reminds me a little bit of the Nomatic bag, just as far as kind of the shinier exterior materials. It's got almost a tarpaulin-like feeling, which really gives a lot of weather resistance. You have YKK zippers and a ton of organization. This has one of the most pocket-rich layouts of any of the bags on the list. For better or worse, that's not going to be for everybody. It really depends on how you like to organize your stuff. So it's got pockets on the front, both oriented in both directions. So regardless of whether you're using it from the top or the side, you're able to access your stuff. It's got a pretty well padded and breathable harness system. You have secret compartments, you have a luggage pass-through, compression straps on the outside, nice quick access pocket at the top. One of the unique things about their bags was that they kind of had this mindfulness angle that allowed you to store your phone to block out all of the signals and, you know, just kind of keep you less distracted throughout the day. It has a separate shoe compartment, which is more rare these days to have bags with that. I still particularly like it for travel and gym use, as I like to keep my stuff separate from the rest of my clothes. And then you have a suitcase style opening along with the ability to expand out. So when it's compressed, it comes in at about 24, 25 liters. So it's in that range that I really like. And you can see here, it's got this, you know, very traditional kind of suitcase style compartment, some compression straps, a segmented area, and then some other zippered pockets here to just organize all of your stuff. And then it expands out to 32 or 33 liters, I believe. It's got that zipper that goes all the way around, and then you just get that additional volume so that if you need some extra space, if you're traveling for a little bit longer, you will have that level of flexibility. I believe that they may be running some sales at the publishing of this video. If you're able to snag one at the reduced price point, it'll probably be a steal. Probably the one thing that I wasn't crazy about with this one was primarily the laptop compartment is not suspended. It does have a separate padded compartment, but it's not pulled up in the way that I would like. It's also, you know, just pretty heavy as far as the organization. It's just got too many pockets for my particular liking, but if that's something that you're looking for, if you're looking for something with expandability, shoe compartment, even some built-in security as it has an integrated lock, then there's gonna be a lot here to like. Nordepack is one of the bags that was on my original expandable bags roundup, and it's still around all these years later. It has maybe been updated a little bit. This is still the original version that I had when I first filmed that video. It's held up great, has really rugged materials that have held up, very weather resistant, and I always really like the kind of modern professional aesthetic that this has. Excellent for work travel. Reminds me a little bit of maybe an air backpack, as it has this almost duffel style opening in the front with some internal organization, just be able to access what you need. It's got a nice tech area on the back. Reminds me a little bit of Manal's system, not quite as well implemented in my opinion, but it does give you a nice amount of protection for your devices. You have compression straps along the side to attach anything that doesn't fit on the inside, or to just keep the bag looking slimmer even when it's not expanded out. When it's compressed like this, comes in at about 24 liters. So great EDC bag size, maybe a little bit large depending on your height or preferences. And then you have the ability to expand it out to about 32 to 33 liters. It has a nice suitcase style opening with some internal organization, and Nordepack has their own ecosystem of packing cubes, which is really good if you like to kind of keep it all in the same family. They also have a sling bag that you can use to pair with the bag as you're traveling, but with the fact that it can expand and compress as well as it does, and at the size of 24 liters for EDC, definitely something that I've enjoyed using on a few work trips. Expand it out, throw on a packing cube, and then when I arrive at my destination, compress it, I'm good to go. You also have the ability to hide the straps away and pair it with a shoulder strap if you want a more professional look. If you're wearing a suit or something like that, you can carry it on the side from the handles as a briefcase. So a lot of flexibility. And if you're looking for something that kind of brings that professional aesthetic and gives you the extra bonus of being able to use it in a few different carry modes, and then this is going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. And so that's it. Those are some of my favorite expandable and compressible bags for 2023. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions on the bags that I featured in this video or suggestions for similar bags that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I'll make sure to include links in the description below to the individual videos that I've done for some of the bags on this list, as well as to some of the other roundup videos that I've done where I talk about my favorite travel bags, favorite minimal travel bags, travel clothing, things like that, if you want to check them out. And as always, I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.